Are you ready for a world where AI has completely taken your job? The idea of an AI takeover might sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but the truth is, it's happening right before our eyes and quicker than anybody could predict.
Surrounded by AI systems that perceive our worlds, that support our decisions, and that mimic our ability to create.
Secretary Yellen is warning about what she calls significant risks associated with the use of AI by financial companies.
This means that we are actually shrinking in number of employees by about 20% per year.
Generating all of the content can be done a lot faster now with AI, and what that allows us to do is just have way more courses.
AI is no longer just a concept, it's a reality that's increasingly becoming a part of our daily lives. From smart home devices to advanced robotics, AI is slowly but surely taking over.
Big tech companies like Google, Amazon, and Meta have also made layoffs in order to invest in AI while attempting to remain competitive in this
As AI systems become more advanced, they're capable of performing tasks that were previously done by humans.
First, it's going to come for the blue-collar jobs, working in the factories, truck drivers, whatever. Then it will come for the kind of like the low-skill white-collar jobs. Then the very high-skill, like really high IQ white-collar jobs like a programmer or whatever. And then very last of all, and maybe never, it's going to take the creative jobs.
This raises concerns about the future of work and whether we'll see a significant shift in the job market. And the question is, are you ready? This video is titled, "Is AI taking my job?" Or has it already taken your job? One of the biggest challenges with AI integration is job displacements, which we're witnessing right now.
The marketing company's star influencer named Aitana is fully AI generated.
We create people with stories that can promote brands with stories.
The Clueless has dozens of diverse AI models ready to rent. No need for expensive photo shoots or handling talent.
Con modelos de inteligencia artificial no dependemos de una logística enorme.
Hola, soy Aileen.
Audi hired the Clueless to create a face for the voice of its car's AI assistant.
El nuevo Audi Q6 e-tron.
Fast fashion company H&M says it plans to use AI to clone 30 real-life models. There's already pushback.
Hey guys, so update on my day.
Visiting with Karen, there's a looming presence, her bodyguards.
In the back of my mind, I'm always thinking about where's my security located.
After her experience with Karen AI, she never travels without them.
Many times I would be testing Karen AI and I would be simulating certain conversations with her just to see what she would spit out.
You'd talk to her.
I would sometimes create simulated scenarios where maybe I was in a really sad state and I wanted to see how she would react to it. She said something that would have left a person who might have been in a very depressed state to do something very dangerous to themselves.
Karen's team shared with us an instance of the bot making up a story about her.
I had to go to a mental health facility and spend time away from my family, friends, and work.
It was at that moment that I realized that we need to end this project entirely.
You were able to look at some chat logs, and what you saw was horrifying.
They were confessing their deepest, darkest thoughts, their deepest, darkest fantasies.
Here's a quick clip from Life After Layoff as he gives you some quick advice on how to deal with the current economy, job layoffs, and how to deal with AI.
3 years ago, AI was just a concept. Now, just about everything we are doing or touching or seeing, every product that you look at anymore has some AI component drilled into it, and that's only going to become more prevalent. So it'd certainly be in your best interest to assess your skills very carefully versus what the market is asking for. And the time to do it is when you have a job and when you don't need to react. If you wait until you get laid off to discover that you're replaceable, it's going to be too late. You're going to be playing catch up, and it's a much more
well put. And I like to watch his channel because he's a job recruiter and he stays up to date on what's going on in the market from a job recruiter's perspective. Let's look at this clip from the CEO of Duolingo as he talks about how he deploys AI in Duolingo and what they're using it for.
I'm working on just content generation So generating all of the content can be done a lot faster now with AI. And what that allows us to do is just have way more courses. Each of the courses has way more content, and that allows us to serve more users. And then the last thing that we're also doing is we're also, all of our workflows, we're trying to make our own employees a lot more efficient. And this is not about reducing our workforce or anything like that. That's not what we're doing. We're keeping all of our employees, but we want to be a lot more efficient.
So whenever you hear these billionaires or these CEOs of these tech companies, they always say AI will not replace humans, but they're meant to be used as a tool to help us work faster. So at the end of the clip, he says he wants his employees to focus more on more creative tasks rather than repetitive tasks. But then notice that Duolingo just laid off all of its contract workers. And AI can do creative tasks quicker, faster than we could do them. Speaking of creative tasks, Google just unveiled its new video model, Google VO3, that just broke the internet yesterday. Previewing and showing how it can create movie realistic scenes, from action scenes to street interviews to stand-up comedy scenes. It's
And
crazy.
all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
I think I have to buy an EV now. I love my muscle cars, but I try to stay as healthy as I can so I can make it to the next car show.
We are coming for you, Hollywood.
Hollywood is already struggling with attracting audiences to theaters, fighting online streaming platforms. Last year, we saw actors and writers go on strike.
Some of the most anticipated blockbusters of 2025 mostly shot overseas. In many cases, production budget cuts, multiple strikes domestically, and what some describe as a California tax incentive that's no longer competitive, taking Hollywood elsewhere.
I have seen people make comparisons of Los Angeles to Detroit prior to the flight of the auto industry, and I have heard people say that we are in an existential moment.
Film LA, an organization tracking the decline, found that 2024 was the worst year for the industry in Los Angeles, only second to 2020 during the pandemic.
So far, year to date this year, we're coming in below that. We posted a 22.4% decline in on-location filming for the first quarter of this year.
This raises concerns about the future of work and whether we'll see a significant shift in the job market. And the question is, are you ready? Let's see how AI is affecting your everyday, low-skill, repetitive positions, such as warehouse work to janitorial jobs.
A lot of this stuff can be cut and pasted, since office bathrooms tend to be pretty uniform. And then, once the robot is given somewhere to live and recharge, with access to water and electricity, it's ready to take over and get to work. It's not designed to totally replace your janitorial staff, just handle routine sanitation. If it finds something unexpected, it'll email photos to your janitor and skip on to the next area.
We're also seeing the race to produce humanoid robots that can assist you in the home.
If you have a country of geniuses in a data center, what is their intent? And because we grow these systems, we don't train them. I don't think it's safe to assume they'll do exactly what their human designers or users want them to do. It could be a threat to kind of all of humanity.
How do we control 1 million geniuses operating thousands of times faster than us that have beyond human capabilities? Anyone? We don't control that.
Experts have warned that self-improving AI may hand absolute global power to a current leader shortly before ending the human era.
1X's latest humanoid robot, Neo, is shown in its announcement video with its arm around a person.
Look, I actually want to signal how you're all in on AI. We actually just saw, what was it, 2 weeks ago, you updated the market as to your financials using not you, but a generated AI version of you. What are you trying to signal here, that productivity can just be limitless?
I think it can, actually. I am of the opinion that AI can already do all of the jobs that we as humans do.
How do your employees feel?
Well, I think what we've done internally hasn't been reported as widely. Is we stopped hiring about a year ago, so we were 4,500. Now we're 3,500. We have a natural attrition as every tech company, so people stay about 5 years, so 20% leave every year. And by not hiring, we're simply shrinking, right? What we've said to our employees, though, is what's going to happen is the total salary cost of Klarna is going to shrink, but part of the gain of that is going to be seen in your paycheck.
It just leads me to believe that you're going to lose your job at some point. I don't care what these dudes are telling you in the media. This clip from CNBC just talks about how AI is harming people around the world, not only with job loss, but from an environmental perspective.
Over the last decade, which is growth at all costs. They have really chosen to pursue AI models that are extraordinarily large. They require a lot of data, a lot of labor, a lot of computational resources, which has environmental implications. And my greatest concern is that we are pursuing a path of AI development that is extremely harmful to a lot of people around the world.
In terms of jobs?
In terms of jobs, in terms of their environmental health, their ability to access economic opportunity, to access quality information. And AI is a beneficial technology if we can also mitigate all of the ways that the supply chain of the current
But you think one is
version of
worse
AI
than the other
development.
at the moment?
Yeah.
This article here says that Klarna CEO says AI helped companies shrink workforce by 40%. So they keep telling us that AI won't replace jobs and it's just here to help you work faster, but we have more and more CEOs looking to reduce the workforce. You have more and more people going on TikTok talking about how they just got laid off. The Future of Jobs reports found that 77% of employers are looking at upskilling their current workforce to better work alongside AI, while 47% are looking at transitioning employees from declining roles into other roles in the organization. But later on in the article, a different study by Bloomberg Intelligence paints a less rosy picture, particularly of Wall Street. It's said that banks could cut up to 200,000 jobs in the next 5 years due to artificial intelligence. Nearly a quarter of respondents indicated a steep decline between 5 to 10% of their workforce. So if you work at a bank, you're just a teller or you just click-clack in the back somewhere, your job is at risk too. And lastly, it's not just tech jobs or creative or office workers that are being affected. We see the rise in medical robots.
Pardon me. May I get to that spot, please?
Meet Moxie, the robot.
Hello.
A high-tech nurse's helper rolling through hospitals around the country.
You'll see Moxie turning the corner and some patients and families are all turning heads trying to figure out, what this is.
The bot, developed by Austin startup Diligent Robotics.
We did not design Moxie to replace nurses. We actually are really focused on taking on some of the mundane tasks that fall onto clinicians' plate that can be automated.
Like delivering meds and collecting lab samples.
I haven't
The AI takeover is happening everywhere, and it's clear that this technology is here to stay. This is no longer a scene from a sci-fi movie. This is no longer another scene from The Matrix or Terminator where robots enslave humans. AI is rapidly advancing and it's affecting us in every way, in every aspect of our lives quicker than we thought. In conclusion, to wrap this thing up, I think that in the immediate future, hands-on jobs such as construction or HVAC or plumbing are safe, but anything that deals with computers, typing, inputting data, creative arts at this point, writing, editing, speaking, I think those are all on the table to be replaced by AI. Again, stay tuned. Hit me down in the comment section if you've been affected by AI.
There is one robot you won't see
stay
all
tuned.
over the warehouse floor. In 2023, Amazon announced Digit, a humanoid robot by Agility Robotics that it's testing to help organize and move totes. In 2024, CNBC saw Digit being tested, but it's a long way off from being deployed at scale.
These robots don't need to be limited by a human form. They could be better than us. So why not have wheels? And that's the question, is why are you putting legs on the thing? Why are you making it a humanoid form when there are better shapes?